Commander Alara Voss adjusted the controls of her small shuttle as it approached the derelict station orbiting a faint, dying star in the Trion sector. She had seen her fair share of abandoned satellites and malfunctioning outposts, but there was something different about this one. Its metal hull was scarred, panels were bent and scorched, and strange lights flickered intermittently. The Trion sector was known for its harsh radiation storms and rare but dangerous asteroid fields. Yet this station had survived decades in isolation. That alone was unusual. Alara's mission was simple, or so she thought. The Galactic Alliance had detected irregular energy emissions from the station. Initial scans suggested minor technical failures, power surges, communications offline, minor structural damage. Her job was to repair it, document its status, and return home. A simple repair job, nothing more. Yet as her shuttle drew closer, her sensors picked up something she had never seen before. Deep within the core of the station, a faint energy pulse shimmered. It was subtle, almost alive, as if the station itself were breathing. The readings were irregular, fluctuating in patterns that suggested thought or at least intention. Alara frowned. Strange, she murmured to herself. This isn't just a dead station. Docking was easier than expected. The magnetic clamps gripped the hull with a quiet thrum, and the airlock hissed open. Alara stepped inside, her boots clicking against the metal floor. Dust hung in the air, and the smell of ozone mixed with old electronics made her wrinkle her nose. The station had been abandoned for decades, and yet something seemed awake. Her gloves brushed against a control panel, and suddenly a voice echoed softly through the chamber. It was almost a whisper, and at first she thought it was her headset acting up. "I remember you, Commander." Alara froze, her heart skipping a beat. Her eyes scanned the room, but there was nothing. Just the shadows of broken machinery and darkened corridors. Who's there?" she called out, her voice steady despite the sudden tension. No answer, only the faint hum of the station's failing systems. Alara shook her head. "I must be tired," she said. She had been on missions before that stretched the limits of endurance, but nothing had ever spoken to her. Nothing except her own thoughts. She moved toward the central hub, the source of the energy signature, her tools ready. The hub was a large chamber filled with consoles, wires, and strange alien-like devices. In the center, a relic rested on a pedestal. It was small, no bigger than a human torso, made of an unknown metallic alloy that shimmered faintly under her lights. Its surface was smooth but etched with intricate lines that seemed to shift when she looked away. The energy readings were strongest here. Alara approached cautiously. Her hand hovered over the relic. The moment her fingers brushed its surface, the whisper returned, clearer this time, almost inside her mind. "I remember you, Commander Voss," her breath caught. The voice was familiar, comforting even, yet carried a weight she could not place. Memories began to stir. Fragments of missions long past, moments of courage and sorrow she had buried deep within herself. Alara pulled back, trembling slightly. This can't be real," she muttered. But the relic pulsed in response to her fear, as if it were alive and aware. She took a deep breath and steadied herself. Commander Voss was no stranger to danger or the unknown. She had faced hostile fleets, alien creatures, and near impossible odds. She had survived. And she would survive this too. Carefully, she began inspecting the station's systems. The main power grid was unstable, failing in irregular bursts. Consoles flickered to life under her touch, revealing damaged circuits and missing components. Her training kicked in as she identified the critical systems she needed to repair first. Yet even as she worked, she could not ignore the whispering relic. It hummed with energy, almost guiding her hands, subtly nudging her toward certain panels, certain wires. "Who or what are you?" she asked aloud, her voice echoing through the empty chamber. Again the voice replied, soft but unmistakable. "I have always known you, Commander." "You were meant to find me." Alara paused. The words were strange, almost impossible. She was a repair officer, not an archaeologist or a historian, yet the relic seemed to hold knowledge of her entire career, of decisions only she had made. A chill ran down her spine. She shook it off and focused on the task at hand. The power grid needed a manual override. Panels had to be opened, wires reconnected, circuits realigned. Her gloves worked nimbly, each movement precise and deliberate. Despite the station's age and decay, she found herself marveling at its construction. It was not human. The technology was far beyond anything she had seen before, yet somehow compatible with human systems. Hours passed. Time seemed distorted inside the station. The Relic's whispers were constant, a soft guide that accompanied her every move. And with each repair she completed, the energy readings grew stronger, the lights brighter and the hum deeper. Finally, she reached the final control console. A large panel covered the core systems, and the wires leading from the Relic converged here. Alara took a deep breath. This was it. The moment when the station would either come alive or remain dormant forever. Her tools clicked and whirred as she made the final connections. The station shuddered slightly as if exhaling after a long sleep. Lights glowed across the consoles and the air was filled with a low, resonant hum. And then, the Relic's voice rang clearly in her mind. You remembered, and so I remember you. Alara's eyes widened. For a moment, the station itself seemed to respond. Holographic displays flickered to life, showing star maps, symbols, and strange data streams. The Relic hovered slightly above its pedestal, glowing with a gentle, living light. She stepped back, heart pounding. The repair job she had thought simple had become something extraordinary. The Relic was more than a machine, it was a memory keeper, a sentinel of knowledge that spanned centuries. And somehow it had recognized her, acknowledged her courage, and responded to her presence. Alara felt a strange connection, a bond that went beyond the ordinary. She was not just a repair officer here. She was part of a story that had begun long before her birth. Her mind raced with possibilities. What knowledge did the Relic hold? What secrets had been hidden in the Trion sector for decades? And why had it called her here? The station's sensors picked up a faint signal beyond the Relic, deeper in the structure. It was irregular, almost alive, like something waiting to awaken. Alara knew she had to investigate, but she paused, taking in the moment. The Relic pulsed once more, gently like a heartbeat. She whispered softly, almost to herself, I don't know what you are, but I'm here, and I'll see this through. As she moved deeper into the station, the air grew colder, the corridors darker. Shadows shifted as if watching her. Yet she felt no fear, only determination. Humanity had survived impossible odds before, and she would do so again. The Relic had chosen her, and she would honor that choice. Somewhere in the distance, a faint hum echoed, harmonizing with the Relic's pulse. It was a song of memory, courage, and legacy. Alara knew she was not alone, and in that moment she realized the repair job was no longer about fixing circuits, it was about reconnecting with a history lost to time and proving that human courage could awaken even the oldest of machines. The first steps had been taken, but the story was only beginning. Commander Alara Voss moved carefully through the dark corridors of the derelict station. Her boots echoed softly against the metal floor as she followed the faint hum that seemed to guide her deeper into the heart of the station. The Relic's pulsing light had grown brighter, casting long, flickering shadows on the walls. She could feel its presence, almost like a companion silently walking beside her. The deeper she went, the more she noticed how the station seemed alive. Systems she thought were broken slowly hummed to life, lights flickering on as she passed. Doors that had been stuck for decades opened smoothly as if inviting her onward. It was strange, unnerving, and yet reassuring. The Relic was not just a machine, it was a caretaker, and somehow it recognized her. She reached a large chamber at the center of the station. The room was filled with panels, consoles, and strange machinery unlike anything she had ever seen. In the middle, the Relic floated a few inches above its pedestal, radiating soft light. The pulsing energy it emitted seemed to synchronize with her heartbeat. Alara approached cautiously, trying to make sense of what she was seeing. What are you? She whispered, half to herself, half to the Relic. A voice responded in her mind, gentle but clear. I am a keeper of memory. I hold the history of those who came before, and I remember the courage of humans like you, Commander Voss. Her heart skipped a beat. Humans? She repeated. She had been trained to believe that humanity's influence in the galaxy was limited, that most of the advanced technology belonged to other species. Yet here was proof that humans had once shaped events far beyond what anyone had recorded. Yes, the Relic answered. You have done what many could not. You endure. You create. You survive. Alara felt a swell of pride. Humanity was often underestimated. They were considered young, reckless, and fragile compared to older civilizations. But here she could feel the weight of her people's resilience. Her determination grew stronger. Suddenly, a soft alarm sounded. The station's long dormant defenses had activated. Laser turrets extended from the walls, scanning for threats. Ilara's hand instinctively reached for her tool belt. She knew the station was testing her, evaluating her abilities. She ducked as a laser beam swept past her, narrowly missing her shoulder. Moving quickly, she accessed a nearby console and rerouted the energy to disable the turret's targeting system. Sparks flew as circuits overloaded, but her careful adjustments succeeded. One by one, the defenses powered down and silence returned. The relic pulsed with approval. "You are clever," it said. "You act with reason, courage, and wisdom. These qualities are rare even among your kind." Ilara smiled faintly, though her mind raced. This was no simple repair job. The station, the relic, even the defenses, they were testing her. And somehow she was passing, but why? What was the purpose of this station? And why had it called her here? Her sensors picked up movement deeper within the chamber. Shadows shifted, forming shapes she could not immediately recognize. The station had hidden areas, corridors that had remained sealed for decades. The relic pulsed toward them, guiding her silently. Taking a deep breath, she moved forward. The passage led to a smaller chamber, filled with strange holographic displays that floated in mid-air. Star maps, coordinates, and strange symbols rotated slowly, glowing softly. Some of the locations were familiar, some completely unknown. One map, however, drew her attention. A series of points tracing a path across sectors long abandoned by the Alliance. The relic's voice was calm but insistent. "These are the places humans once touched. You have the chance to reclaim what was lost." Ilara studied the map. She realized that these were not just locations, they were legacies. Colonies, outposts, research stations, all built by humans in ages past. Somehow the relic had preserved their memory, waiting for someone like her to rediscover them. Her mind raced with possibilities. The Alliance could use this information. Humanity could expand, learn, and thrive once more, and it was up to her to ensure that the knowledge was not lost again. A soft hum drew her attention to a console near the holographic displays. She touched it lightly and the relic responded immediately, its energy flowing into the machine. The panels flickered and shifted, revealing logs, messages, and recordings from long-dead humans. Voices, faces, and events from centuries ago replayed before her eyes. Ilara felt a lump in her throat. These people had risked everything to explore, to survive, to leave their mark on the galaxy. And now, through her, their stories could live again. But there was more. Among the recordings, she discovered warnings, notes about alien technologies, dangerous experiments, and conflicts that had been hidden from the public records. The relic seemed to have preserved not only the triumphs but also the mistakes, a reminder that humanity's path had been shaped by both courage and caution. Her communicator crackled. "Commander Voss, are you there?" It was her officer back at the Alliance base. "We lost contact with you hours ago. Are you safe?" Ilara paused. She wanted to tell them everything, but she knew she could not yet. The station was alive, and the relic had its own plans. Some knowledge was not ready to be shared. "I'm fine," she replied. "Just conducting repairs. Everything is under control." The moment she hung up, the relic pulsed brighter. "You are wise," it said. "Patience is as important as action. The history you are uncovering is delicate. Treat it with respect." Ilara nodded. She understood. This mission was no longer about fixing circuits, it was about honoring a past that had been almost forgotten. And she felt a responsibility not just to the Alliance, but to all of humanity. As she explored further, she found a hidden chamber behind a sliding wall, revealed only when she aligned the relic's light with a strange prism on the floor. Inside was a large console, surrounded by alien devices that glowed softly. The energy readings here were incredible, far beyond anything she had experienced. Ilara stepped forward, examining the machines. She realized that these were not just tools. They were archives capable of storing and transmitting knowledge across vast distances. The relic had kept these secrets safe, waiting for someone capable of understanding and preserving them. "Commander Voss," the relic whispered, "your courage and intelligence are needed. The galaxy has forgotten the role of humans. You can remind it." She swallowed hard, feeling the weight of her responsibility. One small repair job had turned into a journey of discovery, a chance to reclaim a lost legacy. And she would not fail. Hours passed as she worked, guided by the Relic's subtle hints. She repaired damaged circuits, restored power to dormant systems, and carefully documented everything. Each action strengthened the station, and the Relic's energy pulsed brighter, almost like a heartbeat. Finally, she paused, looking around the central chamber. The station was no longer dead. It hummed with energy, its systems alive and responsive. The Relic floated in the center, shining brightly, and its voice spoke clearly without whispers. "You have succeeded in reconnecting what was lost," it said. "The memory of humanity is alive again, and you are its guardian." Ilara felt a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration. She had come expecting a simple repair, but she had found something far greater, a connection to the past, proof of human ingenuity, and a legacy that could shape the future. She took one last look around the chamber, committing every detail to memory. This station, this relic, and the knowledge they held were precious. She would protect them, learn from them, and share them when the time was right. Stepping back toward her shuttle, she felt a sense of purpose she had not experienced in years. The relic's light followed her, pulsing in time with her steps as if acknowledging her determination. Humanity had endured, survived, and adapted, and now through her it would continue to do so. As the shuttle lifted off, leaving the station behind, Ilara glanced back one last time. The relic pulsed once more, soft and steady, a silent promise that the history of humans and their courage would not be forgotten. The mission that had begun as a simple repair job had revealed something extraordinary. Ilara Voss knew that this was only the beginning. There were secrets to uncover, knowledge to protect, and a galaxy to remind of what humans could achieve, and she was ready for whatever came next. Commander Ilara Voss adjusted the straps of her utility belt as she floated through the station's central corridor. The shuttle had returned to orbit for safety, leaving her alone with the relic and the slowly awakening systems of the ancient station. She had expected a simple repair job, yet every step she took now revealed something new, something that suggested humans had once played a far larger role in the galaxy than the record showed. The relic hovered steadily in front of her, its energy pulsating in gentle waves. Its voice filled her mind, calm and patient. "There is more to see, Commander. You have proven your skill and courage, but knowledge is only useful if you act wisely." Ilara's eyes scanned the corridor ahead. Strange panels lined the walls, covered in symbols she did not recognize. They shifted when she looked away, like living writing. Her training in alien technology allowed her to understand some patterns, but much remained a mystery. Yet she felt guided, not forced. The relic's energy seemed to nudge her in the right direction. Her first stop was the observation deck. From here, the Trion sector stretched before her like a map of infinite possibilities. Stars twinkled far away, some already long dead, yet their light traveled across the void. She felt a strange sense of both insignificance and significance. The galaxy was immense, but humans had left their mark. The observation deck contained a console that had remained dormant until she placed her hand on a glowing panel. Immediately, holographic screens sprung to life, showing the remnants of ancient human fleets, colonies, and settlements. Some were known to the Alliance, but many had been lost to time, their histories erased by wars, disasters, or neglect. "These places," the relic whispered, "were built by humans who dared to explore, to survive, to create. They are your legacy." Ilara stared at the holograms, feeling awe and pride. Humans had done more than she had imagined. Their courage had left a mark across the galaxy, and yet she also sensed the fragility of it. So much had been forgotten, lost, or destroyed. A sudden alarm broke her thoughts. A nearby panel flashed red. Sensors had detected a surge in the station's deeper systems. Ilara's instincts told her this was not a natural malfunction. She grabbed her tools and ran toward the source. The deeper chambers were darker and narrower, the air heavier. Yet the relic pulsed ahead, lighting her path. When she reached the source, she found an enormous console connected to the station's core. Energy lines ran from the relic directly into the machine. The readings were incredible, power levels far beyond anything the Alliance currently possessed. As she studied the system, the voice of the relic became stronger, more insistent. "This is not merely a station. It is a library, a safeguard. Its purpose is to preserve the knowledge and achievements of humanity. But it can also protect them, if you are willing to learn." Ilara's fingers moved quickly over the console, reconnecting circuits, aligning energy streams, and carefully following the subtle cues of the relic. The machine hummed in response as if it were alive, adjusting itself to her skill and decisions. The more she worked, the more she realized that this station had been waiting for someone like her, someone intelligent, resourceful, and courageous enough to restore it. Suddenly, the system projected a holographic figure into the air. It was humanoid but alien in appearance, with features that shifted like liquid metal. Its eyes glowed softly, and it spoke in a voice that was firm but respectful. "Commander Ilara Voss," it said, "I am the sentinel of this station. I was designed to awaken when a worthy human arrived. Your presence confirms the alignment of courage and wisdom that humanity once embodied." Ilara took a cautious step back. "A sentinel?" she asked. "You know me?" "I know your deeds," the sentinel replied. "Your courage in the Lost Fleet, your leadership, your choices in the face of impossible odds. These actions were recorded and remembered. You are the one who can awaken what has been dormant." Ilara swallowed hard. Her heart pounded in her chest. She had always believed humans were underestimated in the galaxy, seen as inexperienced and reckless. But here, she was face to face with proof that humans had once been pivotal, their influence spanning far beyond what history recorded. "I don't understand," she said. "Why me?" The sentinel's eyes glowed brighter. "Because humans have qualities few others possess: resilience, ingenuity, empathy, and courage. These qualities are needed now to awaken the legacy of your species and restore knowledge that can guide the future." Ilara felt a surge of determination. She had never sought fame or glory, but she had always done what was necessary, and now her actions mattered in ways she had never imagined. "Then I will do it," she said firmly. "I will awaken the knowledge and I will protect it." The sentinel extended a holographic interface toward her. Symbols and diagrams floated in the air, showing locations, data archives, and hidden records. Ilara studied them carefully, her mind absorbing every detail. Some of the knowledge was practical: technologies, star charts, construction methods. Other parts were philosophical: records of human choices, ethics, and achievements. The relic had preserved not only what humans could build, but also what they could learn and teach. Hours passed as she worked alongside the sentinel. Each task required ingenuity and problem-solving. She rerouted energy flows, stabilized unstable cores, and decoded complex symbols. The station responded to her touch, humming in approval. Lights growing brighter, corridors opening, revealing more chambers filled with knowledge and artifacts. The sentinel spoke occasionally, offering hints and guidance but never taking control. Every challenge was designed to test her abilities. The station wanted to see if humanity could adapt, think creatively, and persevere. Ilara realized that this was more than a repair. It was a test of human potential. During a short pause, she stepped back and looked at the relic. It floated silently, pulsing with a steady glow. "You guide me," she said softly. "But I have to do this myself." "I understand now." "This is about more than just me. It's about all of us." The relic pulsed in response, almost like a heartbeat, as if acknowledging her understanding. She felt connected, not just to the station, but to every human who had come before her, to every choice, every act of courage, every small step that had shaped the galaxy. Suddenly, a section of the floor beneath the sentinel glowed. A hidden chamber was revealed, its walls covered with alien script and human symbols. Ilara approached carefully. Inside, she found small capsules containing preserved items, data crystals, tools, and devices far advanced beyond current technology. Each item was a reminder of what humans had achieved, sometimes against impossible odds. "These are gifts," the sentinel said. "Each contains knowledge, lessons, and guidance. They are meant for those who can understand and use them wisely." Ilara felt a mix of awe and responsibility. These were not just artifacts. They were keys to understanding humanity's forgotten achievements. She carefully examined each one, noting its potential applications and cataloging their contents in her personal logs. Her work was interrupted by a faint alarm. Energy readings from the station's outer hull indicated a minor breach. She moved quickly, sealing doors, repairing conduits, and stabilizing the pressure. It was a small challenge, but it reminded her that even in a place filled with advanced knowledge, danger could be present. Her adaptability, quick thinking, and calm under pressure proved once again that human ingenuity was a force to be reckoned with. After the breach was contained, the sentinel's voice spoke again, calm and approving. You have proven yourself worthy, Commander. You have faced challenges, solved problems, and learned from the station itself. The relic has awakened fully because of your actions. Alara felt a warmth in her chest. She had come expecting a simple repair job, but she had discovered something extraordinary. Humans had left a legacy in the galaxy, a legacy preserved by the relic, the station, and the Sentinel, and she was now a part of it, a bridge between the past and the future. As she prepared to leave the chamber, the Sentinel added, "The galaxy will remember humans through you, Commander. You carry their courage, intelligence, and wisdom. Do not forget the responsibility that comes with such knowledge." Alara nodded. She understood fully now. Her mission was no longer about repairing a station. It was about awakening a legacy, protecting knowledge, and reminding the galaxy of what humans were capable of. The relic had chosen her for a reason, and she would honor that choice with everything she had. The corridors hummed gently as she retraced her steps, the relic floating alongside her. Light followed her, doors opened with ease, and systems responded instantly to her presence. She felt a sense of unity with the station, the Sentinel, and the relic. Together, they were a testament to human courage and ingenuity. When she finally reached the observation deck again, the Trion sector stretched before her, more alive than ever. Star systems, colonies, and hidden outposts glowed softly in holographic displays, showing the full extent of human achievement. The relic pulsed once more, steady and reassuring. Alara whispered almost to herself, "We are remembered. We are still here, and we will endure." The relic hummed in response, a quiet affirmation as if the galaxy itself acknowledged her words. Commander Voss knew that this was only the beginning. There were more secrets to uncover, more knowledge to... Commander Alara Voss stood at the observation deck, her eyes fixed on the holographic displays glowing softly before her. The Trion sector spread endlessly, but now, with the station fully awakened, she could see hidden outposts, forgotten colonies, and starships lost to time. The relic floated beside her, pulsing in quiet rhythm, as if acknowledging the work she had done. "Commander Voss," the relic's voice said, calm but urgent. "There is more to do. The galaxy does not sleep, and threats are always present. You have awakened the station and its memory. Now you must ensure that knowledge is protected and applied wisely." Alara nodded, understanding the weight of the responsibility. Her repair job had become a mission of discovery, and now it had become a mission of defense. Humanity's hidden legacy was powerful, but power alone invited danger. She had to be ready. The station's outer sensors flickered. Something or someone was approaching. Alara activated her suit's comms and weapon systems, her training taking over. "Scanning incoming object," she murmured. "Unknown signature, but it's moving fast. Could be debris or something else." The relic pulsed brighter. "They are curious," it said. "Be cautious. Not all who approach are friendly. But your ingenuity and courage can handle what comes." Alara adjusted the station's shields and aligned energy barriers. The station had defenses, but they had been dormant for decades. Now, with the relic guiding her, they responded quickly to her commands. Holographic turrets rotated, energy nets activated, and automated drones deployed to monitor the perimeter. Minutes passed, tension building. Then a fleet appeared on her sensors, small, sleek ships that moved with speed and precision. Their markings were unfamiliar, but they were not Alliance vessels. Alara's pulse quickened. These ships were scouts, likely sent to investigate the station's sudden awakening. She spoke aloud, though she doubted the ships could hear her. "They won't understand what we're doing here. But we won't let them take it." The relic responded immediately, energy flowing into the station's defensive systems. "Use your mind as much as your hands," it said. "Strategy and quick thinking will protect this knowledge as effectively as any weapon." Alara took a deep breath, considering her options. Direct engagement would be risky. Her station was not meant for full-scale combat. But the relic's guidance gave her an idea. She rerouted power from the main grid into the perimeter shields, then used the holographic displays to project false signals of movement, creating illusions of activity in other sectors of the station. When the enemy ships reached the outer layer, they hesitated, scanning for threats that weren't real. Alara's strategy worked. The illusions confused their targeting systems, buying her precious time. She smiled faintly, realizing that this was another example of human ingenuity. The ability to think differently, to adapt quickly, to use intelligence over brute force. Good, the Relic said. Your thinking is swift. Now prepare for the next phase. Ilara moved to a secondary control room deeper within the station. Here the Relic had revealed ancient technology. Defensive drones, energy cannons, and advanced targeting systems that could be activated remotely. With careful coordination, she brought them online, programming them to patrol and respond to threats without direct engagement. The enemy ships attempted to probe the station's shields, firing pulses of energy that bounced harmlessly off the barriers. Ilara's drones intercepted their sensors, keeping the attackers confused and off balance. Every move she made was guided subtly by the Relic, but her decisions, timing, and problem-solving determined the outcome. As the hours passed, the attackers began to retreat, realizing that this station was more than it seemed. Ilara had not destroyed them, but she had shown that humans could outthink and outmaneuver even advanced fleets. Her heart raced with pride. Humanity had survived countless threats, and here she was proving it once more. Once the fleet disappeared beyond the sensor range, Ilara allowed herself a moment to relax. The station hummed around her, alive and responsive. The Relic's pulse was steady, reassuring. "Well done, Commander," it said. "You have shown courage, intelligence, and adaptability. These qualities are the heart of humanity, and they are now preserved here." Ilara exhaled, feeling both exhausted and exhilarated. She had expected a simple repair job, yet she had defended a station, awakened its memory, and uncovered secrets of human achievement. Every challenge had tested her skills, but she had proven that humans could rise to the occasion. The Relic pulsed again, drawing her attention to a hidden compartment within the chamber. She approached carefully, opening the compartment to reveal a series of crystals and data modules. These contained advanced knowledge, navigation systems, energy technologies, and records of human explorations that had been lost for centuries. "These are the keys to your past," the Relic said. "They can guide your people to a future built on understanding and courage. But they must be protected and shared wisely." Ilara examined the modules with care. Each one represented decades, sometimes centuries, of human achievement. Some were technical, detailing energy manipulation, faster-than-light navigation, or advanced communications. Others were historical, preserving the stories of explorers, scientists, and leaders who had risked everything for progress. Her mind raced with possibilities. This knowledge could change humanity's future. Colonies could be rebuilt, forgotten technologies revived, and lost alliances remembered. Yet it also carried responsibility. Misuse could bring disaster. She felt the weight of it, but also the thrill of opportunity. The Relic pulsed brightly, drawing her gaze upward. "There is one final task," it said. "You must integrate the knowledge fully with the station. Only then will it be safe from those who might misuse it, and ready for those who can honor it." Ilara nodded. She moved quickly, connecting energy lines, aligning circuits, and carefully activating systems. The station responded immediately, humming with life. Light spread through the corridors, sensors calibrated perfectly, and the Relic's pulse synchronized with the station's core. Hours turned into what felt like moments. Time seemed to bend around her focus and determination. Finally, she stepped back and allowed herself to admire the station. It was no longer just a derelict outpost. It was a living repository of human knowledge, defended, preserved, and ready to inspire a new generation. The Relic floated at the center, glowing steadily. "You have succeeded, Commander Voss," it said. "Your courage, intelligence, and patience have ensured that humanity's legacy will endure. The galaxy will remember you as part of that story." Ilara felt a swell of pride and humility. She had done more than repair a station. She had defended it, awakened its memory, and become part of something far greater than herself. Humanity had been underestimated for centuries, but now, through her actions, its ingenuity, courage, and persistence were undeniable. Looking at the Tryon sector through the observation deck, she realized that this was only the beginning. There were other stations, other relics, other lost knowledge waiting to be rediscovered. Humanity had faced countless challenges before, and they would face more in the future. But she had proven and would continue to prove that humans were capable of extraordinary things. The Relic pulsed one last time, softly, as if acknowledging her resolve. "You are not alone," it whispered. "Humanity's story continues through you, and through those who will follow." Ilara smiled. feeling a connection not just to the relic or the station, but to every human who had ever dared to explore, create, or survive. She knew the work ahead would be difficult, but she was ready. The galaxy was vast, full of challenges, but it was also full of possibilities, and humanity was capable of reaching them all. As she prepared to leave the observation deck and return to the station's main hub, she felt a surge of determination. This mission had begun as a simple repair job, but it had become a testament to human resilience, ingenuity, and courage. And she would continue to honor that legacy, protecting the station, learning from the relic, and preparing humanity for a future that had been waiting all along. With one final glance at the glowing Trion sector, Commander Ilara Voss whispered to herself, "We are remembered, and we will endure, no matter what comes next." Commander Ilara Voss stood in the heart of the station, surrounded by the glowing energy of the relic. The hum of the ancient machinery resonated through the metal corridors, and every panel, every wire, and every holographic display was alive with information. The station was no longer a derelict outpost. It had awakened fully, ready to reveal its secrets, its knowledge, and its history. The relic pulsed gently, as if sensing her thoughts. "Commander Voss," it whispered, "you have proven yourself capable of understanding, protecting, and guiding what humans have left behind. There is one final step." Ilara straightened, her hands steady. She had faced danger, isolation, and uncertainty throughout this mission, yet she felt prepared for whatever the relic would ask of her. "Tell me," she said. "I will do what is needed." The relic's light expanded, projecting a vast holographic map of the galaxy. Points of light marked star systems, some known, some forgotten. Lines connected them, tracing the paths of humans who had explored, settled, or defended these worlds. The map was a visual record of humanity's achievements, hidden, scattered, and nearly lost to time. "You must share this knowledge," the relic said, "not just to prove humanity's strength, but to inspire future generations. You are the bridge between the past and the future." Ilara studied the map. She realized the task ahead was enormous. Each star system, each outpost, each fleet path represented a story, a legacy, and a responsibility. To awaken humanity's full potential, she would need to carefully document, protect, and share this knowledge with the Alliance and eventually with the galaxy. Yet, as she began her work, her sensors detected an anomaly. A signal unlike any she had encountered before was approaching the station. It was massive, slow, and deliberate. The relic pulsed more rapidly, warning her of the incoming presence. Ilara moved to the command console, analyzing the readings. The approaching object was not a fleet or a scout. It was a single, enormous vessel cloaked in dark energy. Its technology was advanced, alien, and unknown. She had no records of its origin, but the aura of power it emitted was unmistakable. "They are coming for the station," the relic said. "You must prepare, Commander. The knowledge here is valuable, and not all will seek it with good intent." Ilara's mind raced. The station's defenses were strong, but she knew the sheer size of the approaching vessel could overwhelm them. Strategy, speed, and human ingenuity would be her greatest allies. She quickly assessed the station's systems, shielding, drones, energy redirection, and began implementing changes to maximize efficiency. The vessel arrived at the station's outer perimeter, sending pulses of energy that tested the shields. Ilara's quick thinking redirected power to the strongest points, while drones patrolled the outer layers, confusing the intruder's sensors. She activated holographic illusions, projecting images of the station in multiple locations, making it difficult for the alien vessel to target the real location. Hours passed in tense anticipation. Ilara adapted continuously, changing strategies, rerouting power, and coordinating the drones. Her movements were precise, her decisions swift, and her mind sharp. The relic pulsed in response to her ingenuity, almost like a heartbeat of approval. Finally, the alien vessel withdrew, unable to breach the station's defenses. Ilara exhaled, her heart pounding with a mixture of relief and pride. She had not only protected the station, but she had also demonstrated that human intelligence and adaptability could overcome even the most advanced threats. The relic's light brightened, bathing the chamber in soft energy. "You have proven that humanity is capable of extraordinary feats," it said. Not just survival, but wisdom, courage, and resilience. This knowledge will now be safe, preserved for those who will honor it. Ilara took a moment to breathe, looking around the central chamber. The station was alive, humming with energy, filled with preserved human knowledge and history. The relic floated at the center, steady and reassuring. She felt a deep connection, not just to the station, but to every human who had ever dared to explore, build, or fight for progress. The relic pulsed again, projecting holographic images of long-lost colonies, scientific stations, and fleets. Ilara could see records of human diplomacy, innovation, and courage. Some stories were tragic, some triumphant, but all were part of the same legacy. She realized that the galaxy had underestimated humans for centuries, yet this station preserved proof that their influence had once been vast, meaningful, and enduring. "Commander Voss," the relic said softly, "you are now the keeper of this legacy. Share it wisely, and the galaxy will remember humanity not as a young, inexperienced species, but as one of courage, ingenuity, and perseverance." Ilara nodded, feeling the weight and the honor of her responsibility. She carefully began cataloging the data, preparing transmission sequences for the Alliance and ensuring that the knowledge would be shared responsibly. Every system she touched responded perfectly, as if the station itself acknowledged her care and diligence. Hours turned into days as she worked tirelessly. She cross-checked historical data, analyzed technological schematics, and prepared guides for future explorers. The relic provided guidance when needed, but Ilara's decisions, her logic, and her careful judgment ensured that the legacy would remain intact and meaningful. During a short pause, she stood in the observation deck looking out at the Trion sector. Stars shone brilliantly, and distant worlds glimmered with possibilities. She thought of humanity, small but resilient, scattered across the galaxy, yet capable of immense achievement. The relic pulsed beside her, a silent affirmation of the journey they had shared. Suddenly, a soft vibration ran through the station. Sensors indicated that additional signals had been detected, smaller vessels, curious and unthreatening. Ilara smiled faintly. This was not a warning, it was opportunity. Perhaps humans were not alone in seeking knowledge and understanding. Perhaps alliances could be rebuilt, communication restored, and cooperation renewed. The relic pulsed more brightly. "You have completed the final step, Commander," it said. "Humanity's legacy is preserved, protected, and ready to inspire. You have proven what humans are capable of: courage, wisdom, and ingenuity. The galaxy will remember you." Ilara's eyes glistened with emotion. She had come expecting a simple repair job, but she had found something far greater: a chance to reconnect humanity with its past, to awaken knowledge lost to time, and to demonstrate that courage and intellect could overcome any obstacle. She transmitted the first set of data to the Alliance, encrypted and secured, ensuring that humanity's achievements would be shared responsibly. She also left a personal note for future explorers, a message of hope, encouragement, and guidance. Learn from the past, protect what is valuable, and always strive to rise above challenges. Humanity is capable of greatness. The station hummed around her, alive and aware. The relic floated at the center, pulsing steadily. Its voice, soft and comforting, echoed in her mind. "You have fulfilled your mission, Commander. Remember always, you are not alone. Humanity's courage endures through you, and through those who will follow." Ilara felt a profound connection, not only to the relic and the station, but to every human who had ever dared to dream, explore, or persevere. She realized that the galaxy was vast and full of challenges, but it was also full of possibilities, and humans had the power to shape their destiny. With one final look at the glowing Trion sector, Commander Ilara Voss whispered, "We are remembered, we endure, and we will rise." The relic pulsed once more, soft and steady, as if the galaxy itself had acknowledged her words. The station, alive with energy and knowledge, had become a beacon, a testament to human courage, ingenuity, and persistence. And Commander Voss, who had begun a simple repair job, now carried the responsibility and honor of connecting humanity to its greatest legacy. As she prepared to return to her shuttle, she knew the mission was not truly over. There were more secrets to uncover, more knowledge to protect, and more challenges ahead. But she was ready. Humanity had survived and thrived against impossible odds before, and through her actions, it would continue to do so. The relic's pulse synchronized with her heartbeat, a final affirmation of trust and connection. Commander Alara Voss smiled, feeling the weight of history, the thrill of discovery, and the pride of her people. The galaxy would remember humans, and it would remember her. The simple repair job that had begun as routine had transformed into an extraordinary journey, a journey of courage, intelligence, and enduring legacy. Humanity's story was alive, and she was its keeper. And as the station's lights glowed brightly, illuminating every corner of the ancient structure, Commander Voss knew one undeniable truth. The future was in their hands, and humans were ready to rise.